Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey currently testifying before the House Energy and Commerce Committee. This comes after he and Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg earlier answered questions from the Senate Intelligence Committee. Julia Borson is in Washington with the highlights for us. Hey, Julia.
Well, this House hearing that is still going on behind me, the House Energy and Commerce hearing in which Jack Dorsey is testifying right now, its intention was to focus on whether Twitter is biased in the way it monitors content and decides who to block. Now, throughout the hearing, Dorsey has repeatedly said that there is no bias in how Twitter enforces its rules for what Dorsey calls the digital town square that is Twitter. But he admitted that it's still early days in understanding how to make sure that all their algorithms are fair. Take a listen.
Bias in algorithms is a rather new field of research within broader artificial intelligence, and is something that is certainly new to us as a company as well. We do have teams who are focused on creating roadmaps so that we can fully understand best practices for training data sets.
Much of the questioning, as well as Dorsey's answers, have been focused on Twitter's failings. Dorsey apologizing and promising to fix a lack of clarity around Twitter's terms of service and the fact that offensive content is not pulled down fast enough.
Our current model works in terms of removing content based on reports that we receive. And in the longer term, we need to take the burden away from the victim from having to report in the first place.
Now, one interesting nugget, Dorsey was asked about whether its ad targeting can exclude certain groups and therefore be discriminatory. That's an issue that Facebook has sued over. Dorsey answered in the affirmative. He said, perhaps yes. And now, Twitter shares are down today, but even while Dorsey was pressed on a range of issues, he was also commended for coming in to testify and for answering this pretty wide range of questions. This is, of course, put in contrast to Google. Google called out several times, even in this afternoon hearing, for failing to send a senior C-suite executive to the Senate hearings, which were this morning. Guys, back over to you.
Just on the 6% decline, Julia, I wonder if it was unnerving to investors. So they didn't have the outrage that many expected, but the fact that Dorsey was so upfront with just how much needs to change and the recognition of the scope of this problem, I wonder if that was a little bit of a wake-up call to investors that things are going to look different.
I think that's exactly it. Yes, absolutely. Now, Dorsey even said earlier in his testimony recently that he said that at the last earnings call, they were very upfront that they're prioritizing cleaning up the platform, getting rid of abuse, getting rid of fake accounts, and they're going to give up that activity on Twitter because it's fake, even if it means giving up revenues in the short term. He said that the stock reacted negatively when they made those announcements over earnings, and he reiterated that again just this afternoon, saying they understand that this could be, they're going to be giving up accounts, they're going to be giving up some of those monthly active user numbers in order to really clean up the platform, but they understand for the long-term health of Twitter, they have to do that. So perhaps some short-term gain, short-term losses for long-term gains.